Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990's Represent. We're wrapping up our fifth cycle of 1999, and I guess our overall fifth cycle closer here with a video game. In this episode, we're talking about Soulcalibur, particularly the version released for the Sega Dreamcast. Just an incredible fighting game, an incredible launch title for the Dreamcast. One of the best fighting games probably of all time. And like always, we'll include some gameplay in this video as well. But I have my notebook over here with some notes on Soulcalibur. We'll get to those. We'll discuss that a little bit, and then we'll get to our gameplay. So we just grab the notes here. There we go. So Soulcalibur. So released on the Dreamcast on September 9th, 1999. Again, one of the Sega Dreamcast launch titles. I didn't play Soulcalibur until maybe 2004, because that's when I actually picked my Dreamcast up. So I remember one time my cousin and I rented a Dreamcast, and I think the games we rented were Sonic Adventure, and I think it was like Ready to Rumble boxing. Dreamcast is just an incredibly good system. It kind of, unfortunately, came out after a string of kind of like failed consoles by Sega, or just consoles that kind of underperformed. And like I said, the Dreamcast launched in 1999, and by, I believe, 2001, Sega had stopped making consoles, and then just started going basically strictly like third-party games for other consoles. I remember reading about that in Electronic Gaming Monthly, and then I think the first game I remember seeing in a store that was a Sega game for a different console was, I think it was Crazy Taxi, one of the Crazy Taxi games on PlayStation 2 or something like that. But the Dreamcast is an amazing console. Like I said, I picked my Dreamcast up in 2004. Probably out of all the consoles I've bought, like over the years, easily the most bang for my buck with any console has been the Dreamcast, just because I think I got it for like $12, like really cheap. Came with a controller, the VMU visual memory unit, all the cables, and then of course I picked up like a few games here and there. But I don't know what they go for now, but it kind of came out, and then Sega kind of, like I said, abandoned it in 2001. And by 2004, when I picked mine up, it was like $12 for a complete console, which is kind of crazy. But they had a lot of great games. Like I said, it's kind of an unfortunate circumstance for Sega, because they did really well with the Genesis, and then they had a few missteps with stuff like Sega CD and the 32X, and then the Saturn. All consoles that had a little bit of success, but I think just did not perform to kind of the standards that Sega needed. And I think by the time they got it right with the Dreamcast, because they got a lot right with the Dreamcast, it was too little, too late, and then it got shut down like a couple years later. But overall, it's an amazing console. I remember seeing something on I think it was G4 about the, I don't know if it was a Cinematech episode or what it was. This was maybe in 2005 or so, and it was kind of comparing, whatever it was comparing the launch of the Dreamcast to the launch of the Dreamcast in the first year of that console to the launch of the PlayStation 2 in the first year of that console. And somebody that was being interviewed was saying how people that probably bought a Dreamcast in the first year had a better time and just more fun than people that bought a PlayStation 2 within the first year. Like, I think, like, I bought my PS2 with the intention of playing Metal Gear Solid 2. And the first game I got for it was Grand Theft Auto 3. But it really wasn't until 2001 where I think like a lot of the really good um, PS2 games started coming out. While like during 1999, you had obviously Soul Calibur, you had Sonic Adventure, and then like within like the next like year after that, you still had a lot of really good games coming out for the Dreamcast. So I would say like based on just like first year like quality of the games, the Dreamcast definitely won that. But then goes into 2001, and then it's kind of just over for them. But back to Soulcalibur here. That was just a little bit of history on the Dreamcast, because this is actually our first kind of foray into the Sega Dreamcast on this series. So it is the sequel to Soul Edge, which I think it came out in 2000, or not 2000, 1996, and then they changed the name of it to be Soulcalibur, with Soulcalibur 2 going forward. I think they're on their, I think there's now 6 mainline Soulcalibur games, because Soulcalibur, when Soulcalibur 2 came out, that was available pretty much on every major console. Not Dreamcast, of course, I don't think. But I had it on the PS2. I think I actually have it on the GameCube because I got that used as well. And then it was released on Xbox. Each version had its own kind of exclusive character. So PS2 had, I believe it was Heihachi from Tekken. The GameCube had Link as their kind of exclusive character. And then the Xbox version had Spawn from the Spawn comic book series. But it's just a great fighting game. It's a ring out fighter. Similar to like in the same kind of gameplay as like Virtua Fighter, where you can win by either depleting your opponent's health or knocking them out of the off the stage, basically. Remember, first time playing Virtua Fighter, losing that way or even winning that way, I was kind of surprised because up to that point I had only played games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, where the only way to really win is to just take your opponent's health from 100 to 0. So multiple ways to win in games like Soulcalibur, because you can either just deplete their health or knock them out of the ring. One of the greatest video games of all time, had an innovative 8-way run system to where you could kind of circle your opponent, and made a lot more space of or use of the 3D space. I remember Mortal Kombat 4, I think, had a little bit of movement in that other plane, because usually in these fighting games, it's kind of a bad illustration, you could go left and right. And then games like Virtua Fighter and Soulcalibur allowed you to move front and back, essentially, or side to side kind of movement like that. So the 8-way movement system was really good. Title comes from the mashup of Soul from Soul Edge and Excalibur, so that you get Soulcalibur. Came out in 1998 in the arcades, and then 1999 on consoles. I think it got ported to the 360 as well at one point, or at least the arcade. This is an interesting arcade port, because this is one of the few times where an arcade port ported to a home console, where the home console had better graphics. So the Dreamcast is actually an incredibly powerful system for its time. A lot of the stuff that would have come out at the same time, on the Xbox or PlayStation 2, actually kind of pales in comparison graphically to a lot of the stuff that the Dreamcast was doing. So Dreamcast is just a very, very powerful console, given the time that it came out in. Let's see here. They also added in some new modes to the Dreamcast version, and I think Cervantes, who I believe shows up in the other games or future games, was a character I believe exclusive to the home port here. Came out to just amazing reviews. Let me actually bring those reviews up here. We're talking about the Dreamcast version here. So Game Rankings has the Dreamcast version at a 97%. Has a 98 out of 100 on Metacritic. I think it's one of the top-rated games on Metacritic. All Game has it at a 5 out of 5. Famitsu gave it a 40 out of 40. Game Informer has it at a 9.25 out of 10. Game Fan has it at a 98%. Game Pro, remember that magazine, gave it a 5 out of 5. GameSpot has it at a 10 out of 10. IGN has it at a 10 out of 10. And a 5 out of 5 from Next Generation. Some other awards it won. So Electronic Gaming Monthly, it got their Game of the Year. Game Rankings, it also got Game of the Year. Game of the Year from GameSpot. Hyper gave it Best Game of 1999, essentially their Game of the Year. And then Edge had it as a runner-up to Game of the Year and their Graphical Achievement runner-up. And then also, in retrospectively, other publications have put this game on a lot of lists. So Game Informer has it on their top 100 games of all time list. I think that came out in 2001. It got 74th place at the time. Don't know what that would be now. IGN put it in their top 100 games at number 38. I believe that was in 2003. Retro Gamer has it at top 100 games at number 75. IGN top 100 games as well. Reader's Choice from IGN. Let's see, EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. The greatest 200 video games of their time, came in at 22nd place. Screw Attack, top 10 fighting games. Let's see, UGO, top 25 fighting games of all time. It came in second. And that was in, I think, 2010. And then Complex, 2011, the 50 best fighting games of all time. It came in fifth. So just just an incredible fighting game. It's all weapon based generally. You have like various swords and things like that you can use. Like various like Ivy has a sword that can actually detach and turn into a whip. But just very like an incredibly good fighting game. So that is going to do it for this first part of the video. We're now going to jump into our Dreamcast emulator and play some of this amazing game. We'll be right back with that. All right, and we are now back in our emulator here. I've dabbled with Dreamcast emulators over the years. I think the first one I tried was called Chancast, or however it's pronounced. There's Demul or Demul, and the other one. This one is the one that I'm using here is called Redream. Redream seems to be probably the go-to one to use now. Demul or Demul, whatever you want to call it, works well, but it's got some graphical issues with this game, so that's why we're using Redream. And here we go. We got our title sequence. So here we have arcade, we have versus battle, team battle, time attack, survival, the museum. Let's just straight up jump into the arcade here.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
We got our full cast of characters here. Voldo's just incredibly awesome. And the cool thing with Soulcalibur is you can actually bring up the move list whenever you want. So if you pause, you can actually see all the moves.
This victory strengthens the soul of Ivy. You win! Battle 2, fight!
So yeah, there's the 8-way move system.
Victory strengthens you.
We got Voldo.
Ivy versus Battle 1, fight.
There's a ring out.
Strengthens the soul. You win. Battle 2, fight! This victory strengthens the soul of you win! Ivy versus Battle 1, fight! Out of the ring! This victory strengthens the soul of Ivy. You win! Battle 2, fight!
Oh my gosh, I got destroyed there.
Final battle, fight!
Just got power bombed.
This victory, you win! Ivy. Battle 1, fight! You lose. Battle 2, fight! Ivy, you 9, 8, 6, 0. The legend will never die.
Alright, let's try another character here.
Welcome back to the stage of history. Mitsurugi, battle 1, fight! Mitsurugi. Victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win! Battle 2, fight!
Knockout and a ring out.
Victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You... Mitsurugi versus Sophia. Battle 1, fight! This victory, you win! Battle 2, fight! You win!
And here's Cervantes.
Battle 1, fight! This victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win! Battle 2, fight! Mitsurugi. This This victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win! Mitsurugi. Battle 1. Fight! This victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win! Battle 2. Fight!
Alright, there we go. Doing well.
You win! Mitsurugi. Battle 1. Fight!
Oh, I'm done. There we go.
Mitsurugi, you lose. Battle 2. Fight!
Oh, man. Oh, I almost had it. Almost. Alright, let's start over. I'm gonna try Volo, or, yeah, Voldo now. Alright, let's go ahead and choose, Voldo.
Welcome back to the stage of history. Voldo versus Astron. Battle 1. Fight!
Oh, man. Ring out right away.
Seriously wounded, but you. Battle 2. Fight! This victory strengthens the soul of both. You win! Final battle. Fight! Victory. You win!
Yeah, Voldo has some really crazy, like, voice lines, I think, in Soulcalibur 2.
Battle 1. Fight! Out of the ring! This victory strengthens the soul of Voldo. You win! Battle 2. Fight!
Oh, man!
Voldo was seriously wounded.
We kind of both went out, but...
You look. Final battle. Fight!
Oh, man! I'm about to go off. Alright, got it. It was dangerously close to falling off there.
The soul. You
That's definitely another thing you got to think about with these like ring out fighters is you got to be more aware of your surroundings.
Strengthened the soul of Voldo. You win! Battle 2, fight! Voldo. You win! Battle 2, fight! This victory, you win!
Love how Maxie, the guy I just beat, basically has like an Elvis haircut.
Versus Battle 1, fight! This victory strengthens the soul of Voldo. You win! Battle 2, fight!
Alright, got it.
This victory strengthened the... You win! Voldo. Battle 1, fight!
Oh man, alright.
Voldo, you lose. Battle 2, fight!
Alright. Final round.
This victory strengthened. You win. Final battle, fight!
Alright, got it.
This victory strengthened the soul of Voldo. You win.
Alright, we got Ivy again.
Battle 1, fight!
Oh man, alright. Alright, barely got it.
This victory
All right.
Strengthens the soul of Bulldog. You win!
I think we got Inferno, which I think is our boss fight here.
Inferno. Battle 1, fight!
Man, all right. I don't think you can do grabs to him.
You lose. Battle 2, fight!
Alright, now he's in Ivy form, I think. Man, I just got trounced by that. Holy smokes.
Battle 1, fight!
Oh my god.
You lose. Battle 2, fight!
Alright. That's one round.
This victory, you win! Final battle, fight!
Alright, let's see what we can do here. Just... Alright, got it.
This victory strengthens the soul of Bulldog.
I don't know if Inferno's the last boss or something else. Let's see.
You win!
Yeah, and every character, I believe, has their own, like, kind of ending.
Legend will never die. A new soul arrives.
Let's see, I should be, hopefully, at the top. There we go. So here we have like the art gallery and things like that. Let's see if I've unlocked any art. So yeah, I just got that new character, that's about it.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
So it's essentially, this is like 2-on-2 mode, basically.
Mitsurugi, Battle 1, fight!
Oh, man. All right.
Mitsurugi, you lose. Voldo, Battle 2, fight! This victory, you win! Versus final battle, fight!
Oh, man.
Voldo, you lose. The legend will never die.
Alright, so I think that is going to do it for this video. Soulcalibur is just an incredibly good fighting game. Kind of like second part of the whole Soulcalibur series, or Soul Edge was the first game. But just it was a perfect just launch title for the Sega Dreamcast, and just an incredible fighting game. So again, this wraps up the 5th cycle in 1999. We'll be starting over again pretty soon with 1990, starting in with our 6th cycle, and then moving through the decade again. But that's going to do it for now, so remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.